Urgent Zepbound shortage and Mounjaro shortage update. Hi friends, Elizabeth, Countess of Shopping. We're gonna dive in today. I've had thousands and thousands of people ask me in my free Mounjaro encouragement group and Zepbound encouragement group, I'll link in the description link below, all about the Zepbound shortage that is occurring before our very eyes and in real time. As this progresses, I'm sure I'll do an updated video here at Countess of Shopping YouTube, so make sure you click that like and subscribe button. Let's dive in. So we know for a fact Mounjaro is on the FDA shortage list. I've done numerous videos in the playlist down below on that. We are now seeing a transfer over to people who aren't able to get their Zepbound. And while Zepbound is not on the FDA shortage list yet, that doesn't mean that there is not a shortage occurring. So the bureaucratic red tape. So I'm going to leave you, you're going to get 5 tips on today's video. And the first one is, just because the bureaucratic red tape on the FDA is a slow moving process, does not say that there is an FDA shortage, does not mean that it does not exist. From my humble opinion, feel free to take or leave that. After 15 months of being on Mounjaro and now personally having to switch over to Zepbound because of the Mounjaro shortage, these are some of the tips that I've worked through that will hopefully help you. I am seeing people panic. Do not panic. Eli Lilly, this is tip number 2, has told us that the Mounjaro shortage will end August 31st, 2024. And so we've got for that April, as of filming this, April, May, June, July, and the end of August. 5 months, you got 150 days to get through. That is 5 boxes, because each box for Mounjaro and for Zepbound has a 28-day supply, 4 pens, each pen is for a week, that's 28-day supply. You gotta do this 5 times. Unless you're able to secure a 3-month supply or it's, what is that, 12-week supply. Some people are able to get that. I am not. I wish I could. If that's one of you, mazel, you are a rock star. But we know that this is ending soon. So I want to absolve some of that panic, absolve some of those media fear tactics. We're not going to live in a place of fear. We're going to live in a place of action and solutions. And I've got those for you today. You're going to walk away with having those. Normally when I talk in these shortage videos, I talk about hacks and tips that have worked really well for me. I want to be brutally honest and authentic of what my brain process is I'm switching over to Join Fridays. Why? Because I've worked with them now. They're my telehealth company that I have sought out to work with and that take care of my health, and thousands of people in the Countess of or hundreds of people in the Countess of Shopping community, if not thousands, somewhere in there. A lot of people that I've recommended have had such amazing experiences with Join Fridays because they prescribe both brand names, meaning Mounjaro and Zepbound. And they also prescribe compounds. I have poo-pooed, this is tip number 3. If you go back in my 200 plus videos of Mounjaro weight loss and Zepbound weight loss, over the last 15 months, I have poo-pooed compounds for a while. My tune has changed. Over the last few months, you'll notice this change in this tide. As a result of the Mounjaro shortage and Zepbound shortage, I'm actually recommending compounds now, as long as it is from a reputable pharmacy. And I am not a healthcare provider. Do not take medical advice from me. Always talk to your own healthcare provider. But with Join Fridays, because they offer compounds, I know that those are third-party independent tested ones, and I trust Join Fridays. And that's why I continue to use them. I was on Mounjaro, and I'm going to do a whole other video on this, so don't worry. I had to switch to Zepbound because I could not get Mounjaro in my area. And most of you are the same too, that you've been on this for so long and gosh, there's just a back supply shortage. Now, I want to dispel some of the method that some of the people get very incensed about this, that it's unprecedented numbers we're seeing with this. We've never seen anything like this, my friends, in our lifetime. So if you're like, why is the shortage not getting fixed? Because we've never seen anything like this. And from an operational standpoint of somebody I've owned multiple multi-million-dollar businesses, never near the level of Eli Lilly's level of business with those operations. But knowing when you have these things, they're working as hard as they can to solve this problem. They want to make as much money from GLP-1 medications, Eli Lilly can, while providing a quality experience. And that's the beautiful thing about Eli Lilly that I love, is that they're ensuring that we're still getting quality-based products out of these. Now, if we're moving over to the compounds, that is the big question. Will we get that same quality? Will we still get that same safety? And that's where you need to do some due diligence and dig in a little bit. For me, for my own recommendation, I am giving my own I statements. I am not telling you what to do. This is my experience, strength, and hope. I was able to get Zepbound this month. I was on Mounjaro, switched to Zepbound because of the shortage, was able to get it. Now I probably won't be. After talking to my pharmacy, they're like, you got very lucky. You know why I got lucky? Because I'm nice. Those crows out there who are not nice, goes around, comes around. Not for everybody. I know so many of you guys are so loving and kind and sweet, and you're like, I'm loving, kind, and sweet, and I'm not able to get it. That's not why I'm not making that. I was joking. But the compounds may be a choice for you. That's the real point I'm trying to get at. Compounds may be a choice for you. And if you haven't used Join Friday, use the discount code QUEEN, QUEEN. You join the telehealth group, but with that membership comes other membership things besides just talking with a healthcare provider on a monthly basis. Once you get onto maintenance, you don't have to talk on a monthly basis. You can do video chats, or you can just submit to have them like for me, I'm on Mounjaro 50 milligrams, then Zepbound 50 milligrams. I just keep, there's nowhere else for me to go. So they just keep auto renewing that for me basically with that. And you can just submit that. Going to compounds is my next play. That's what I'm doing. People are like, oh, did you go to compounds yet? No, I was able to get Zepbound. And so with that shortage, because of Join Fridays, having that flexibility is why I use them. Now, people in this is tip number 4, in my free Mounjaro weight loss, Zepbound weight loss, and WEGOVY too, all are and compound folks, tirzepatide or semaglutide, all are welcome at that table. I'm seeing a lot of people, and it scares me, with fraudulent-based companies. There's a pocket of compounded pharmacies that are like the main nationwide ones. And so Fridays works with those. Be mindful if you see something on Facebook or social media. I've even had it in my own private group, which I am like a mama bear. I am a hawk. I will peck. I will strike if someone tries to disrupt the quality of that group, because that's also my safe space as much as it is for like almost 10,000 people as of today. It's filming day. We'll try to infiltrate because there's a lot of scams out there. And so I'm like, if that's happening in my group that I am so diligent about, I work at least 15 hours a week on that free group. It's free. I have so many free resources for you guys, because I love you guys so much and it's a two-way street. I've seen so many scammers, and the point that I want you to be is be mindful. Join Fridays is a whole biosphere ecosystem of quality. You can go back and see in my group, there's so many people who have used it and they can say, yes, I use their compounds. Yes, I love their compounds. Yes, they have a titrating schedule for me. And yes, I get a healthcare provider because I'm under medical supervision with it. Please be mindful of some of these scams out there. There are a lot popping up. In fact, I have people impersonating me because I tell you guys certain things and you guys trust me, because I will not say it unless it's true. And if I do make an error in saying something, because I absolutely want to be 100% factually accurate, and I will discern if it's my personal opinion versus like a factually scientific accurate thing, I will tell you guys those two so it's clear. People are impersonating me, like that's where you need to use the links down in the description link below to make sure you're going to the right sources on these here too, because I've been doing this game for 15 months now. Clearly one of the earlier adopters with Mounjaro, and now with Zepbound. I hope to go back to Mounjaro once. I mean, they're the same thing. They're just different FDA approvals on them and different insurance. Obviously, I know for some of you guys, you don't have that option to switch over. But the point that I'm trying to make with compounds, I have so many people in the free group who've been so successful with compounds that may be an option for you. But within those compound choices, you need to do your due diligence to make sure it's not a scam. Someone just posted in my free group today, they wanted to get their compound for $25. Babes, that is dangerous. I don't do cheap sushi and I don't do cheap Botox. And I'm not going to do I'll do, the compounds are reasonably priced, but $25 is unreasonable for shipping, for all, like that's just is not a reasonable thing. So if it seems too good to be true and you don't want to use Join Fridays, although I don't know why people would not want to, because it's so many, like there's validation in the marketplace of this is a reputable company. The co-owner has been on here for an interview. I interviewed him and you guys got to see me talking to him all about Mounjaro and Zepbound and things like that. Like, it's a reputable company. Some of these compound pharmacies, if you're getting it off of social media, you need to be super diligent to double check and to fact check on your own. And that's my biggest thing for you from the takeaway from this video is know who your reputable sources are. Like you guys, I have a footprint. Some people don't have a footprint and they're recommending these things where it's $25 for a compound. Compounds do not cost $25 per month. which is why for Join Fridays, their prices are very reasonable. And I was joking earlier about the sushi and the Botox kind of, but not really. But their prices are very competitive, very competitive. You can get that discount with the discount code QUEEN on there. And that's the compound route. If you don't want to go the compound route, I'm going to take that code away. And you want to go through to get what I did was I call almost every day. And I'm like, okay, as it's getting close to my refill shot time. I know when my refill shot time, as I drop my phone, I know when my refill shot time is because I have a calendar app that reminds me. I will call like a day or two in advance. Do you guys have it in? Just to kind of gauge and see like, how's it going this month? Do we have it in? Da, 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 da. Going to be putting in my prescription. And then they kind of give me the lay of the land. And then I will put in for my prescription that day. And then if they don't have it, then I'll start calling other pharmacies within their grouping in a 45-mile radius. That's what I've had to do. And I showed you guys on the last video, I think it was, of where I was going to have to drive like an hour and a half one way, an hour and a half another way, 3 hours, plus walking in the store, plus all, it was almost 4 hours to get my medication. I was willing to do that. I'm not willing to do that this month. I'm going to go over the compound route. I'm not doing that. So this is why I'm saying like it's up to date, like having me giving you guys these videos and clicking that like and subscribe button so you guys can see future ones. Super, super important. Because things are going to change. If you're watching this video near the end of August, because that's when Eli Lilly tells us the shortage is going to end, we're going to have new information. We had earlier back and like 6 months ago, the cat's meow was talking about semaglutides, and now tirzepatide's more important, or 15 months ago, not 6 months ago. Tirzepatides have come on the marketplace and do slightly better. If you're on a semaglutide too, I know many of you have had to, because of the shortage, also with your insurance, transfer from Mounjaro to Ozempic or transfer from Zepbound to WEGOVY. That's another option for you as well to check into if your insurance covers it. And so that's something you need to know and call your insurance company or look on your formularies. For our formularies, we've had to call. They didn't even update our website of like what they're approving. Calling them actually got, which is crazy, I got more information that way than I did on their website. So something to think about too if you're navigating through this experience. I like Join Fridays because I can pivot. We need to pivot in this time of like shortages and supply chain issues. Just wear life like a loose garment and be able to easily pivot is important. And there is a lot of validity in knowing that some of these compound pharmacies are not reputable. What are they injecting in them? What do they have in them? For me, I trust Join Fridays and who their compound pharmacies are because they're third-party tested. I know for other people, you guys don't have that relationship, or you need to do what's best for you. If calling then in a 45-mile radius, that would be my first thing within the same ecosystem, as opposed to having to get it out of, like, say, for example, you're using Costco. Calling all Costco's in your 45-mile radius. That could be an example. And then calling other pharmacies that aren't Costco within a 45-mile radius to see if they have it too. Calling seems to be the best of what's worked really well for me. It's time consuming, it's laborious. It literally makes my armpit sweat, but it seems to get the job done. Also, the other number 5 or 6 of wherever we're on action items is being able to refill the moment you're able to get your refill. So having that information a day or 2 in advance is really important for you to stay ahead of this game of knowing who's getting shipments in and things like that. Just because Zepbound's not on the FDA shortage list does not mean it doesn't exist. And I'm hearing and seeing in my group that it's all doses. For me, I'm on Zepbound 15 milligrams. My pharmacy was like, oh my gosh, we haven't had it for a while. You got the last one. We're not going to have it for a while. And that's 15 milligrams. I'm seeing people across every single dose of Zepbound having the same issue. So we are now in a gridlock, which to alleviate those supply chain issues, another solution is just go off the medication. But, we know, because the study that came out, that people gain weight back after taking these, after stopping GLP-1 medications, most in that independent study, and I've referenced that study before in tons of other videos, people gain the weight back. Now, that there's a lot of, in scientific studies, I'm going to question a bunch of the pieces and pick apart some of the pieces of studies. Within that study, though, it seems reputable to me that the people gain weight back. And so that scares me, stopping my medication. That to me, I'd rather go on a compound than stop the medication. But going on a compound, knowing, is it reputable? If it's that $25 shot that you're looking for, the woman in my group who was like, do not do that. That is not a smart choice. I always tell you guys, you do you, but that I will say is a really dumb choice. You could really hurt your body because it shouldn't cost $25 per month. Join Fridays has very reputable pricing on it, but that pricing seems too good to be true, like 25 bucks a month. It's not a Filet-O-Fish from McDonald's. It's an injection in your body. You're going to want to make sure it's a reputable source. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I think calling the 45-mile radius is the other one. Getting on the phone, which is hard. If you have somebody in your family to be able to help you or call, or that has been something I've definitely utilized too. I've gotten the count to get on phone. I'm like, can you just sit on hold and ask them if they have Mounjaro 15 milligrams in stock? And then if they don't, ask them when they think they'll get it in. That has been helpful for me. Because you guys know I travel too. Like, I'm like you guys, one of our amazing countesses, and you know who you are, is going internationally and she's freaking out. She's like, thank goodness I have just enough for my international trip, but when I come back, I have none left. So if you've just started Zepbound or Mounjaro, you're not like me. I have a couple of pens because I refill on the 23-day mark. Not the 28-day mark, the 23-day mark. So that over time, having done this for 15 months, I can get a couple of pens ahead. Now, I've also gone on vacation. I've also traveled of where I couldn't refill on that and I was behind on my refills. So it's kind of balanced it out too, but staying on top of when your refill date is, if you're with your insurance, when they will allow you, and where you're getting it from. If it's a larger pharmacy that they can transfer, it's easier to transfer, like, for example, a Costco to a Costco, in my opinion, from a Costco to like a Target, you know what I'm saying? Or a CVS or something like that. Walgreens for me has been the worst experience, the worst. Literally, I was in tears. Walgreens, if you're watching, they were horrible to me. I know I'll never get an apology, but gosh, Walgreens, I would really like one. And I know I'm not alone on that. I've talked to thousands of people in the Mounjaro space and Zepbound space. And out of that percentage, there is a percentage of people who it seems to be Walgreens, they're the meanest to GLP-1 patients. So Walgreens, if you're watching, you hurt my feelings. They're like, toughen up, buttercup, and get over it. So I am. We're going to talk about, so those are our action items. Now, what I want you guys to do is we're not just talkers, we're doers. So if you are panicked, again, I don't want you to panic. We've got solutions. We've got a game plan. You've got a game plan now. I just gave you a whole blueprint of what you need to do to stay on top of this Zepbound shortage and Mounjaro shortage. You've got that. You've got that now. You can walk away with knowing you can do compounds. You can call in a 45-mile radius. You can set an alarm on your phone to make sure you get your prescriptions right as they're available to come up. The day before they're able to come up, or the day or 2 days before, see if that pharmacy actually has them in stock and when they're getting them in stock. Befriend the pharmacist at your pharmacy. Be nice to them. That has fared very well for me, that I'm just nice. And so they're more apt to help me than being a grumpy Gus. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. So those are my big tips today. Now we do have, and I have linked down below, of course, my free Mounjaro weight loss encouragement group, of course, my free Mounjaro meal plan, my gifts to you guys, the free group, like 200 plus free videos. There's a ton of resources for you to help you, and a community that's already been on these medications for a long time, that's loving and encouraging, that are linked in the description link below. My Mounjaro shopping list, if you are just starting Mounjaro or Zepbound, make sure you get a Sharps container. Do not just throw your pens into your trash can. Each state is a little bit different, but I've got that Mounjaro shopping list down below. Many of you guys have asked me about protein sources, and I have a huge 125 protein idea list down below. My absolute favorite is the BioCare shakes. They're made specifically for people on semaglutides and tirzepatides, meaning people on WEGOVY, Zepbound, Ozempic, Mounjaro, and they help with tummy issues and muscle loss that happens with GLP-1 medications. I like them because it's 6 ounces, so you can chug it. It's got 20 grams of protein. It's awesome. And then the other resource is loose skin. Yes, queens, I do have loose skin. Pretty much on my stomach and my thighs is where I have the most jello jigglers. Eventually I will get that taken off with plastic surgery, and I'm saving actively for that. But in the interim, I've got some great creams that I've bought with my own money. I'm not sponsored by them, that it's not gonna get rid of your loose skin, but gosh, it certainly helps. This is a new one that I've talked about in other videos that I've added into my, I've bought like 40 different creams to test. And while they're, like I said, they're not gonna revolutionize your life, it's helped me with my confidence to wear bathing suit seasons, because bathing suit season is basically here. And so I would recommend, if you're getting into a bathing suit soon, use my loose skin. Those products are awesome. And like I said, I've wasted my money buying a bunch of ones that don't work. So you can take my experience, strength, and hope on that as well. For Join Fridays, they've been so generous for the Countess of Shopping community. Use that discount code QUEEN on Join Friday's website. You can see their pricing. You can email them questions. You can see a lot. They're so reputable, and their customer service. They do also have an entire department for PAs, prior authorizations with insurance companies. They have a concierge, an insurance concierge section of their business too. They're amazing. So make sure you go ahead and check them out as well. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others. I'm Countess of Shopping. Count my blessings because life is delicious. Stay on that game. We've got 5 more months until the shortage will hopefully be coming to an end. You can do it. So believing in you guys. High five. Oh, we got to do our emoji. We do a little emoji here. Today's emoji is going to be lipstick. We're going to do lipstick, y'all. Put a lipstick down below. I'll know that you've watched this far in the video. And then also, it helps me to get to know you better. And then also, I will pray over you, or if you don't believe in prayer, I will uplift you in positive thoughts. But really, that's how I know most of you is you comment the emoji, and I'm like, oh, and then I get to know with pattern recognition. If you do it over and over, I'm like, oh, yay, within our Countess of Shopping community. So, okay, sweet friends, mwah, I'll see you next time. Hopefully that helps. Keep me posted in the comments below what action you're taking today to help you further on your health goals, your Mounjaro weight loss, or Zepbound weight loss. Bye, guys.